So I guess this is what content creation looks like when you become a dad and your wife's not home. Well, training camp happened today. We got 2 days before our first preseason game against the Eagles, so let's take a look at all the top stories from today's training camp. Jets! Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, we got a little bit to go over real quick, and then I got to go back to my dadly responsibilities. But let's jump right into it. Our first topic of today's training camp is the kickers. Greg Zuerlein and Eddie Piñeiro continue their kickoff. Greg hitting 33, 43, 43, 48, and 55-yard field goals, while Eddie hit all those except missed the 43-yarder. So I think by my count, it seems like Greg Zuerlein has had the better training camp so far. And Robert Saleh came out and said that the kicking competition this first preseason game, there's going to be times we don't go for it on fourth down and fans are going to boo, but he asked, don't boo, because we really got to figure out who our kicker is going to be. My money's going to be on Greg the Leg Zuerlein. Let me know who you guys think is going to be the winner down below. Next up, we have our tackle situation. Obviously, we lose Mekhi Becton for the season. We have two guys that have been playing our right tackle position, swapping in and out. Yesterday, Chuma Edoga saw more of the first team reps, while today, Max Mitchell, our fourth round pick, is that right? I think that is right, saw the majority of the reps today. So it's going to be interesting to see how this winds up playing out, because the Jets are still in the mix for Duane Brown, but that would entail him possibly going over to left tackle and then moving George Fant over to the right-hand side. I think ideally the Jets would love to solve this internally, but I think a lot is going to have to do with how the first preseason game goes. If we are giving up a ton of pressures, either to Zach Wilson, to Joe Flacco, or Mike White, then they're going to take a look at that footage and say, okay, we got to sign someone, or, oh, no, maybe we have the internal solution in-house. Now, Max Mitchell was supposed to be a developmental tackle this year, and he was just going to sit behind and just sort of get reps over the course of the season. Now, it appears as though he is actually kind of getting the edge here, and it's not surprising because Joe Douglas inherited Chuma Edoga, while Max Mitchell was a draft pick of Joe Douglas. And I don't mind that. Hey, Max Mitchell is someone we were really excited about come draft day, and I think him possibly taking the reins earlier, man, that would be a breath of fresh air. The one thing I will say, the saving grace about the right tackle in terms of Zach Wilson's progress is that at least the pressure coming off that side of the line will be in front of him. And I don't want him to necessarily get spooked or see, too much pressure, but I do think that there's probably a little bit safer, I guess, injury-wise, if he sees the hit coming as opposed to getting blindside tackled from the backhand side. So fingers crossed one of these two guys separates themselves, because this would be, really go a long way for our offensive line. Next up, we're talking Zach Wilson. He had himself a day. This is awesome. He's having a dominant camp. He's really not had too many bad practices. Today he finishes 13 of 16, 2 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown, and the 3 passes that he threw reportedly were all drops. So while the drops are not good, it's kind of nice to see that he's on target with a lot of these throws. That's something that we didn't really get to see a whole lot of last training camp last year. So the fact that he's hitting these shots, and one thing that we did see today is that the Jets are taking a lot of precautions when it comes to the pass protection. So they are having Zach throw a lot of short, quick passes. It's almost like an extended handoff. It's kind of what we talked about Tom Brady doing throughout his time in New England. It's passing, but so safe that it's almost considered a run. And that's something I'd like to see more of, especially if you have pressure coming off the edge. The best way to neutralize that is by having screen passes, quick slants, things of that nature, where the DNs cannot crash down quite as fast as they would like to. So I really like this. This is a good thing to see. Apparently on the long rush touchdown, so if you guys haven't been paying attention, Sauce Gardner has been talking a ton of trash, which I absolutely love. But I guess Zach Wilson ran into the end zone, scored a touchdown, flipped the ball to Sauce, asked for the ball back, and then threw it back to him. So he's kind of like trash talking a little bit. And give the rookie his lumps. He's got to earn his stripes. And I've enjoyed watching Sauce throughout the training camp so far, but I think it's funny when a vet kind of gives him a little bit to do. Now, Zach Wilson, in terms of Friday's matchup, it seems like they're going to try and have him play 1 or 2 drives. And I would imagine it's 2 drives. If the first drive is like a 3 and out or doesn't look too good, if he has a great drive, leads us to a touchdown on that first drive, then I would be, pretty surprised if he came in for a second shot. I'm really looking forward to probably the offensive line play and the cornerback play the most in this game. Like, yeah, I am looking forward to Zach, but I think there's so much riding on the offensive line protection and the secondary that I'm almost looking at Zach as like a secondary sort of need. It's so weird to say that, but I'm going to be looking forward to seeing how he performs just 1 year after starting. I don't know. It's going to be fascinating to watch. How much has he progressed in 1 year? How many reps is he going to get? Is the Jet offense going to stop these drops that they've been having? Look, I love the training camp that Zach's been having, and it's way better than some of the throws we've seen out of the Miami camp or some of the stories we have heard out of the New England camp. And Tua seems like he's struggling a little bit with his accuracy down there in Miami, while Zach Wilson appears to only be having bad throws and slightly worse completion percentages because his receivers are dropping balls. Adjusted completion percentage. Pretty nice stat. So guys, let me know your thoughts of everything from today's practice down below in the comments section. Do you think Edoga wins the starting job? Do you think Max Mitchell wins the starting job? What do you expect out of Zach Wilson in the first preseason game against the Eagles? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.